This is a food dehydrator that I bought a number of years ago, and I bought it because it had the mechanical switches rather than the LED display. And you see right here I have the 12-hour timer removed, and it went bad. And the reason I'm doing this video is I had some individuals question about replacing that mechanical timer. And what I did was I opened it up, and the back is held together with this switch or clip. This screen is held on with 4 screws. That's been removed. This has been unscrewed. 2 screws at the top, 2 on the back. Allows you to open that up. That's how you can access where the mechanical timer is. Okay, that has been taken out, and you can see right here there's 3 terminals, 3 wires. Well, that's what the confusing part of this replacement is. I had an individual write and question that he contacted the company. They don't make this model anymore, and they won't supply schematics. So what I did is I drew the schematic of the wiring for this machine. By having that, you can either bypass the timer completely and just use it as on-off, or replace it with a cheaper timer, a spring-wound timer. That's what I have right here. This is about $24 at Home Depot or Lowe's, or you can get it online. I did find this direct replacement, and most of the cost is over $100, but I found one that was selling it for $37 and $17 shipping, so it came out to just over $50, which I ordered a replacement. So I'm not going to use this one. I did hot wire this and test it, so it will work by removing the switch, and I'll explain exactly what has to be done to either put a new switch in, like a replacement with this. This would be just an on-off and not the 3 terminal like this one. Here is a screenshot of the schematic diagram that I drew, and I'll explain exactly how it's working. This is the mechanical switch that defaulted or broke. It has an internal motor which is wired up between, I labeled these as 1, 2, and 3. They're not labeled on the switch. But if using my numbering, the internal motor is wired between 1 and 2. Now on mine, that motor still functions. However, the switch, which is connecting from 3 to 1, it's intermittent. It keeps turning off. So whatever is faulty with this doesn't matter, because we're replacing it. Okay, the power comes in. Ground wire is chassis grounded. Some of my symbols may not be proper, but I have them labeled to show what it is. Okay, the line comes in. There is a thermal button, which would be like a thermo fuse. If the unit overheats, that thermal button will switch off. Okay, but right now, as it is in a cold or operating condition, it's closed. So this would be like a straight wire, goes to your on-off switch. On-off switch connects directly to terminal 3. Okay, your heater and your fan are connected in parallel, but the heater has a thermostat control in series with it. So when you turn this on, you have power across these two. And that will operate both the fan and the heater. Okay, the power is coming from your timer switch. If you want to replace this with a spring-loaded timer, like I showed that's in that box, you can pick them up at Home Depot or Lowe's, $24. You would just wire that switch as an on-off switch between terminal 1 and 3, these two terminals. If you want to not have a timer and just make it on-off, eliminate wire number 2. It has a push-on terminal. You can just unplug it and tape that terminal so that it doesn't make contact by accident to the chassis. That would short out your power line. So eliminate this center wire and connect these two mechanically together. Connect 1 and 3 together. And this will turn on. When you turn on your on switch, it'll turn the fan on and it'll operate the heater at the same time. It'll stay on until you turn that switch off, or by chance the whole unit overheats and this thermal switch will open the circuit for you. So it should be safe. Now before I take a part out, I use my phone and take a snapshot of the wiring so that I don't get them mixed up. This is your timer switch. I have it unbolted and the 3 wires connecting this way. Okay, they're just push-on terminals. And you have to pull the knob off to get it out of there and remove that timer. The white wire was on the number 1. This one is the middle wire. This is the one that you would tape. I would just take it, it's connecting to your power cord. I would tape it right onto this cord right here. Then these two, you either wire your mechanical switch. This is a spring-loaded switch. It comes with a cover plate, and it shows you the hours. So as soon as you turn it past 1, I guess 1 is minimum, that turns the switch on. And it'll go until it clicks, and then it'll throw the switch off. The terminals in here, you have to access it from the front. This is made for a house where you put it in a wall outlet or a wall socket. And on the back, it's a double pull, double throw, or a single pull, single throw. You could use it either way. In this case, you want single pull, single throw. So it's line and load. So when you flip it over, it says in here, these top are line, the bottom is load. Doesn't matter which one you connect to, as long as you have 1 and 1, 2 and 2 connected together. So I would just use 1 and 1. You run your screwdriver in here. There's a nut in there. The wire slides in here. The nut comes down and tightens on the wire. So it's pretty easy. You can do the connection from the top. You could make the connection. That would work. You wouldn't have to do any drilling. Let me show you here. That could be mounted. You'd have to drill 2 holes for these mounts, wall mount, and then the cover plate would just cross right there. So this would function well. I would put this on, however, I already placed the order for the replacement switch, so I'll just wait for that to come. So that's pretty much it. It should be a simple fix, since I did the homework on the schematic. It's a reliable dehydrator. If it was a digital, which almost everyone is, you wouldn't be able to make the repair. You would have to buy a digital controller. I would much rather have the mechanical because it can be repaired, or just like I said, bypass the timer switch would cost you nothing. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.